Yeah, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rennie back with another YouTube video. Today's video is kind of gonna be a little bit different tone than my kind of like usual, I guess, like joking videos that I usually do. I'm basically gonna be kind of, I guess, like paying respects, or just like, you know, showing appreciation for somebody who is no longer in my life anymore. Not that this person passed away, you know, as far as I'm concerned, but she's just not my friend anymore. Not because of anything bad, which I'll get into later, but basically, you know, this person was one of, I think, the people that changed my life, you know, in terms of like my self-growth and who I am today. And I think that if it wasn't for her being my friend, I don't think I would have been a bad person per se, or like I think like it just would have taken me longer to grow up, I guess. So to give you guys some context, when I was in the ages of 16 to 20, you know, when I was in high school still, you know, getting into college, I hated myself, bro. You know, just being honest. I was like very self-conscious, you know, very depressed, you know, issues with anxiety and stuff like that. And I was on very, I guess, like not good, you know, sides of the internet. More specifically, I guess kind of like that, like, I guess we can say maybe like incel, you know, red pill type of like side of the internet back then. And it just, yeah, that type of stuff, it just wasn't good for me. But, you know, because I was like struggling with like getting a girlfriend and I was a virgin and stuff like that, you know, I felt like that side kind of like resonated with me. And, you know, just being around a bunch of guys that like, you know, struggled with finding women, and, you know, basically other guys that were going through the same things as me, like I felt kind of like at home with them and stuff like that. But the issue is that, like, you know, that brought me to a lot of like really bad thinking and mindsets. So like I was just like, you know, if you remember the internet back then, you know, 2017, 2018, 2019, it was really a lot of that, like, oh, you know, like fuck thoughts and fuck women, like women are hoes, women are bitches. Like that was kind of the mentality I had back then. And so like, you know, even then, like I can see why I didn't get a girlfriend, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to be with a guy that's like always hating women? Like, you know, like you got it, bro. You feel me? Like, I don't know. So basically, fast forward a little bit to when I became the ages of 19, 20. I used to use Facebook back then, and that's kind of how I found a lot of my current online friends. And I saw this girl like come up in like my, you know, my suggested for friends and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, she looks cool. Let me just send her friend requests, which is crazy. Like I just started sending friend requests to random people that like I didn't know. And basically, you know, I met this person. You know, this was all online. And we became friends and stuff like that. And basically, what ended up happening over the course of a few years, just to run things short, is she basically took me, funny enough, and literally morphed me, you know, to be like, I guess, like a better man. And the reason why I'm so thankful for this is because like she literally helped me change my perspective and mindset with a lot of things. You know, I had, you know, I didn't see things correct. At least I didn't see things like in a good way, you know, when it comes to like other big issues, like, I mean, fucking, like, for example, like abortion, human rights, stuff like that. And especially me, like, if you know me, you know, I'm not particularly, I guess, the straightest person ever. Like, you know, I had really issues with a lot of my sexuality and stuff like that. And she kind of helped me figure that out too, and realize, and that's when I realized too that like I, you know, a lot of times during high school, like I was in denial, you know what I'm saying? And I was really homophobic, and I was transphobic. I was all the things you can think of that are really bad. Like I was, you know, it's pretty much me. And it's crazy too, because she didn't have to do any of that, but because I realized like how much of a good heart she had, and like she had pure intentions, like I kind of opened myself up to change. And, you know, over the course of like a few years and stuff like that, I basically realized like, oh my God, like why was I thinking like this, you know? Like, and then I thought about it, and it's because like, you know, I was pretty much like very lonely. I was very alone, and I wanted a sense of community, and I wanted to be around other people that, you know, thought the same way as me. And while I'm over here, I'm not saying I'm like the most terrible person alive. You know, when I was 16 or 17, like I was confused. I was very confused. You know, as a 17-year-old, I didn't particularly understand anything about life and, you know, being a good person and whatnot. Or just like, you know, not saying that people with different views are just bad people. Like, you know, obviously we know fucking if you have some extreme views, all right, yeah, you're a shit person. But, you know, at least just me back then as a teenager, I was very lost, bro. And, you know, she basically helped me, I guess, just like grow as a person during that time. And like honestly, yeah, like I really am just thankful because like, yo, if it wasn't for her, I feel like I still would have been like just like a very ignorant, self-conscious person. That probably would have still been spreading like a lot of hate on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of times on the internet, you know, when you're dealing with these people, you know, like people that are spreading a lot of hatred and saying a lot of, you know, really bad things and stuff like that. A lot of those people are really self-conscious. Like a lot of those people really just hate something inside about themselves, and that's what's, you know, that's what they're putting out. And I mean, a lot of people make burner accounts. A lot of people make alts just to like go spread, you know, hatred and stuff like that online. And those people have issues. Like there's no way of sugarcoating it. That's just the you know, the truth. And yeah, back then, like I was pretty much one of those people. Granted, I wasn't making like any alternate accounts and going on different social media and just spreading hate, but just to understand, just to show you like the levels that these things go to. And obviously I won't be saying like this person's name or anything, and I highly doubt like she would ever watch this video, you know what I'm saying? But if you are for some reason, I just want to say like thank you. You really did change my life in a lot of ways, and even though we aren't friends anymore, I just want to say that like, you know, you really did make a huge impact on me growing as a person. And now I'm 25 years old, and yeah, I'm looking back at things and it's just like, wow, it's crazy how much time has passed. And it's crazy because even then, like when I was between 16 and 19 years old, like if you told me and showed me the person I am today, like I just wouldn't believe it. I just wouldn't believe it. Like I would have thought like, oh, like who the fuck is this guy? Like this guy's like, you know, he's GAY, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, or he's weird, or he's, you know what I'm saying, this and that. You're saying a bunch of like hateful stuff. But like, you know, that's the whole point of like growing as a person, and realizing your wrongs. You know, especially with a lot of the hatred I had towards other people, you know, that was, you know, it all boils down to like issues I had internally and the way I saw myself. I just wasn't happy, and that's why, you know, I was doing and saying those things. But it's really crazy, yeah, just how much you can really grow as long as you're open to it. Which, you know what I'm saying, like if there's any guys out there that end up watching this video for some reason and, you know, they're kind of in those spheres or they're in that like those circles, I'm gonna just tell you right now, like those circles aren't good for you, for your health, mental health and stuff like that. You know, red pill ideologies and stuff like that. Like I'm just speaking from personal experience. Like if you believe that is for you and you want to continue living that way, like by all means. But I just personally realized that there was a deeper issue inside, and that's why I was in that, like, you know, I guess like group, or I was in, you know, I identify it as those things, when in reality, like I never should have been there in the first place. But yeah, no, it's just it's fucking crazy. And I would never like go back to that type of thinking, especially now with how grown I am and like the way I've changed, stuff like that. I really just, like I said, I really just wanted to make this video to say thank you, because yeah, if it wasn't for her, then I wouldn't be where I am today. Which reminds me, we didn't stop being friends because of anything bad, but mostly because, like, you know, we actually did kind of, I guess, like have like this one period of history where like we're talking and then like we might have liked each other, but I don't really think it was that we liked each other. I think that it was more so a sense of like, you know, I guess maybe we're kind of we only had each other as friends, and she was one of my like best friends online, stuff like that. So I think I might have just like accidentally fell in love with her. And I just, like, out of respect, you know, we're grown adults now, and out of respect for our own relationship, stuff like that. Obviously we chose not to be friends. We don't want to have an issue, stuff like that, which is like you know, that's a mature thing to do, obviously. I don't know what else to say besides like thank you. I'm over here just been saying thank you the past like 3 or 4 minutes. But yeah, I just can't believe how much I've grown as a person over the years. And I have no idea what my friend is doing now. My previous friends, I don't know what she's doing now, but she put me on to a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, dare I say, she made me a more empathetic, you know, sympathetic person, just made me more caring. Like, I just want to show you, like, you know, you can change. Like, if you're a really hateful person deep down, like, you really can change and become like a more loving person, you know, whether that be on your own or whether somebody else helps you and stuff like that, or whether you go to therapy for things like this. You know what I'm saying? This isn't like an end all be all, I guess. But the issue is that a lot of guys that are in these like spheres and they're in these sections, like, they don't really like, I guess, like understand that they're there, you know. So they're spreading a lot of hate and they don't have any issues with stuff like that. But my thing is, like, I was in those like areas and like, you know, but then I was also wondering, like, why couldn't I find a girlfriend? Where it's like, bro, I mean, like I said, who wants to be with a guy that's fucking hating women all day and like saying all this hateful shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Granted, I mean, there are women out there that will, you know, if you find somebody that has the same ideologies as you, you know, that's a whole different story. But you know, her friendship really did make me a better man, better person, better lover. And I did learn a lot of things the hard way. And you know, this wasn't just like an easy outgoing friendship, because there, you know, with stuff like this, like there was a lot of times where like me and her did butt heads and we did not always have a good friendship. You know what I'm saying? There were times that we made each other cry. That, you know, there was times like, you know, that we fucking hated each other and shit. But you know, at the time back then, you know, I was like, I wouldn't, there's nobody else I would want as a friend, you know what I'm saying, to help me and just like help me grow as a person besides you. And it's crazy, like I said, because like she didn't have to do any of this, bro. Like nobody owes you any right. Like nobody has to help you in this world. But for some reason, like, you know, she chose me, I guess, and like she wanted to help me with, you know, like seeing me as like, you know, growing as a person, stuff like that. So again, that's why I'm like really grateful. And I don't care if this video doesn't get any views. I don't care if this gets 0 views, nothing like that. Like I'm really just doing this like for myself. Like this is really a huge thank you to this person. And even if we never talk again for some reason, like I will carry you and I will carry the lessons you taught me for the rest of my life. Which I'm kind of getting sad just thinking about now, because like she made such an impact for me for the past, like, you know, past 5 or 6 years. And I have never met somebody like more kind and caring and funny and stuff like that. And, you know, there are those people that you will find in life that will help you a lot and they will help you grow and stuff like that. But, you know, I remember reading this quote one time that life is a long train station. Life is like a long train ride. And some people are meant for the whole ride and some people will leave and exit before that. Like not everybody's meant to stay in your life, you know, 100%. So that made me think about it. And, you know, I've talked to other people about it. I've talked to my therapist about it. You know, sometimes I still find myself thinking about her and like, you know, the lessons or things that I learned with her. But overall, like I said, I'm just really grateful for her as a person and like the things that she taught me. And wherever she is now, I hope she's happy. I hope she's doing well. And I wish her nothing but the best. And again, you know, just me being here and making this video, I am just very grateful, very happy for everything you taught me. So like I said, thank you guys for watching this video. It's kind of more of like a sentimental personal video, but if you guys enjoyed this video, if you want to see more videos like this that are sentimental, please let me know. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.